Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's time for a book haul, as you guessed, and I'm really excited about this one because I went to a new place called Ollie's Bargain Outlet. I've never heard of it until I got out here, and you kind of just have to search around to see if there's an Ollie's near you. Found out there is. So they sell a whole bunch of stuff, but they have discounted books and like in good condition, like special editions, collector editions, signed copies, but it all depends on your Ollie's because not all the Ollie's carry the same books. They'll carry a few that are similar, but you might find other like more popular books at a different Ollie's. But let me tell you, I found a great selection of books at the Ollie's near me, and I'm happy to say I will be going back. It was great. I got 10 books for like $44. I'll find the receipt and say the exact price, but amazing. I literally have 3 bags full of books. And then, yeah, so I got 10 books for $44.73. The cheapest book was $2.99 and the most expensive book was $7.99. Insane. And 2 of the books I got were collector's editions, and then one was a first edition signed copy. Amazing. So now we're gonna start the haul because I did a lot of talking. Very excited to have these books. It's just gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Y'all are gonna have to go visit Ollie's. So I guess we'll just start with my kind of like collector's editions. So the first collector's edition that I have is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I always say her name differently. I don't mean to, but I've read the entire Shadow and Bone trilogy. Pretty sure I've shown them all on my channel. And then the Six of Crows duology, and then the King of Scars duology. They're all set in the same universe. I love the Grishaverse. So when I saw this, for $6.99, and I'll put like the original price on the screen and then the price I got it for. And all of them come not open. So because I've already read it, I'm not going to like reread it for you guys. But I think if I've shown it on my channel before, I'll try to find it and then you can just watch the video there. But we're gonna open her up because I don't know what it looks like. Okay, I have to poke a little hole so we can take all this wrap off and see her in all her glory. And you know what I also liked about the collector's edition at Ollie's? The sticker is on the little wrap it came in, so there's no damage on the book itself. But okay, and we're gonna, okay, this seems, what? Okay, I don't want to do that too much. But this is our back, and here's our front. Look how pretty. She's so pretty. Okay, artwork. If you read the book, you know this is important. And let me see what else we have in here. Okay, looks like we also have a map design. She looks nice. And also just the way the book itself is designed is so pretty. So if the pages have like this little framing around them. So cute. So cute. I love it. I was trying to see if there's anything else in here, but I think it also comes with like bonus content, which, yeah, I'm seeing bonus content in the back of the book. So there's that. It's so nice. And for it to only be $7.99 was insane. So, oh, and let me tell y'all the page count. I'm getting beside myself. This is just so nice. It has a total of 356 pages. So I'm gonna put her back in her little casing now. And also, just so you know, like the string is literally in the box to help you pull the book out. So nice. Beautiful, beautiful. The original price for this is $35. Let that sink in. Just let it sink in. Okay, moving on because we got excited. This is my second and last collector's edition that I got. This is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I've shown Marissa Meyer on my channel before a few times. So I'm very excited. This is a series by her. This is the first book in the series, so I'm glad about that. I've been meaning to start the series, I just haven't. And then I found the collector's edition of the first book in the series. So I was like, why not? But Marissa, well, at least the books that I've read by her are kind of like Disney inspired fantasy retellings, sort of. They're good. Just know my favorite by her is Heartless. But this is set in a separate world and it's an interconnected series. It's called the Lunar Chronicles and I've heard really, really good things about it. So I'm looking for it. And obviously Cinder, it focuses on Cinderella. Look how stunning. Okay, so we need to open her up and then we'll get to explaining it because I don't know too much about it. Ripping this off. And once again, oh, I said the wrong price for Shadow and Bone. This one was $7.99. Shadow and Bone was $6.99. So pretty. And then the back just talks a little bit about the deluxe edition. So I'm going to have, oh, this one slides out easy too, like that. So this is the back. It says Once Upon a Time. And then the front. Because although this is like a fantasy retelling, it's like a futuristic one. So we deal with like robots and cyborgs and stuff. This is so nice. Oh, it has like a Dear Reader and then electronically signed by Marissa. And I also, because I looked up what was in this, it has exclusive content as well. She's very pretty. I'm trying to get to our page count, but I'm in the exclusive content right now, so it's not giving me a page count. Oh, just kidding. What is going on? There's a lot of pages in the back that don't have numbers. Okay, so the regular book has 390 pages, but then you have this much of bonus content and this collector's edition. That's crazy. That's what I was trying to get through of like, what is it? Yes, and then it goes into Scarlet, which Scarlet is the next book in the Lunar Chronicles series, and it gives you some sneak peek to that. So I'm looking forward to it. It's really nice. And then just like purple on the inside because that's our color scheme. But it doesn't really have an intro. I mean, not an intro, but like a little summary of what this book is. So I don't know. I just know it's a Cinderella You know what? I'm just going to read y'all the Dear Readers because that's all I have to go off of right now. Dear Reader, in the fall of 2008, I started writing the book you're holding in your hands. When people would ask me what I was working on, I found the concept difficult to describe. It was a story set in the far future about a cyborg mechanic who learned that she was the only one with the power to overthrow an evil queen from the moon who happened to have the ability to brainwash people and planned to use it to take over planet Earth, which was already under siege by a deadly plague. Oh, and it was also based on Cinderella. I received a lot of strange looks during the 2 years I was writing and revising the novel, and while I was passionate about the story, I also went through many periods of doubt. Would the series see the light of day? Would any agent want to represent it? Would any editor want to publish it? Would any reader give it a chance? Would anyone come to love Cinder, Kai, Eco, and the others the way I had come to love them? Well, spoiler alert, the answer to those questions turned out to be yes. But looking back 10 years after the release of Cinder in January 2012, the things that astound me most about the journey this book has gone on aren't just it was published or that it won awards or hit the bestsellers list or any of those, in parentheses, undeniably awesome and flattering, close parentheses, things. What has really surprised me has been seeing how much readers and fans have embraced this story and its characters and made their own through fan art, cosplay, merchandise, podcasts, songs, music videos, comics, stage productions, and more. Seeing how others have been inspired by Cinder to create art so often has filled me with wonder and appreciation. On top of that, many of the highlights of my life revolve around hearing readers' personal stories of how they were impacted by Cinder's tale. I've met most of those who were encouraged to stand up against bullying or discrimination, who overcame challenges with dyslexia, who now choose to proudly display their own prosthetic limbs, who have gone into fields of engineering and mechanics, and who found the strength and comfort after the loss of a loved one, all in the pages of this book. These and many more stories have touched my heart so deeply and in ways that I never could have imagined when I was first beginning to dream up my silly cyborg story. So this letter is my chance to say thank you. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. Thank you for being a part of my life and allowing me to be a part of yours. And if you happen to be picking up this book for the first time, I truly hope that you will come to love the characters you're about to meet as much as I do, and so many others. We welcome you with open arms, in parentheses, bionic and otherwise, close parentheses. Here's to 10 more years of the lunar revolution. So there we have it. But I'm excited. I've literally been wanting to read this series for a very long time. So I'm very excited to start it. And she's so pretty. So now we're moving on to, let's do this bag. So this is the Legacies by Jessica Goodman. I've wanted the Legacies for the longest time. I also have other books by Jessica Goodman. I've shown them on my channel. She does kind of like mystery suspense vibes. I'm kind of on the fence of using thriller because they're not like super scary, because I don't like super scary, not too much, just enough mystery and suspense to keep me hooked. So that's the vibe she has. And the crazy thing is I almost bought this, I think the last time Barnes & Nobles had like, I think during the summer book haul or whatever, and I didn't get it. And it's a good thing I waited because look at the price, $2.99. Beautiful. So I'm looking forward to this. And some other books by her are on the back. They Wish They Were Us, which is on my list, and They'll Never Catch Us, another one on my list. And The Counselors is the one that I've shown on my channel before. Backstabbing, betrayal, blackmail. Scoring an invitation to the Legacy Club in New York City is more than an honor. It gives lifetime access to power and wealth beyond any prep school doors, guaranteed security as a club members always look out for their own. That is, after making it through a rigorous week of events, an extravagant gala, and the Legacy Ball. It's not surprising when Elixir prep seniors Bernie Kaplan, Isabel Rothkloth, and Skylar Hawkins are nominated as Legacies. Their pedigrees have assured their membership since birth, even if they're all keeping secrets that could destroy their reputations. But scholarship kid from Queens, Tori Tasso. She's never fit in this world of designer bags, penthouse apartments, and million-dollar donations. So what did she do to secure her place? The night of the Legacy Ball is supposed to be the best night of their senior lives. A night of a hot culture, endless champagne, and plenty of hushed gossip. Everyone expects a night of luxury and excess. No one expects their secrets to come out or for someone to die trying to keep them hidden. So it's kind of already giving me Elite vibes. If you haven't seen it or don't know what I'm talking about, Elite is a Spanish TV show on Netflix, which it's prep school based, and then they have like scholarship kids that attend, and it's drama between the two, and there's murder and mystery, and it's so good. So that's why I've always been like interested in this book, because I really enjoyed the Elite series, and if it has that similar kind of vibe, I know I would enjoy this book. Like prep school and drama, yeah, sign me up. So I also feel like it's going to be kind of like a quick little mystery. It's not too many pages, but yeah, we love a good mystery here and there. So this was kind of nice to see. And it has a total of 323 pages. But looking forward to this one. Again, has been on the list for a while, and it might be like one of the few mysteries that I picked up. Moving on, I'm so excited for this one. So this is A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. Do you see this sticker? It is signed by the author. So I already have a copy of this book, but I don't have a signed copy. And a signed copy that I got for $2.99, and it's a hardcover, and it's a first edition. A first edition signed copy is crazy, so I had to cop. It's also one of my favorite fantasy series. I read this like when I first got back into reading, and I really enjoyed it. I have the series actually in paperback, so it's really nice to have this one in hardcover now. And because I've already read it, I'm not gonna read the back. I think it should be on my channel somewhere, so I'll try to find that and link that. But again, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was so excited to see this, and always that this book was getting its spotlight that it deserves, because it's amazing. I'm telling y'all, it's a really good series. And they did have some that weren't signed, but I just so happened to see like the signed edition when I first started looking, so I grabbed it immediately, and then I later found ones that weren't signed, and I did check before I picked it up. But she's amazing. I mean, let me show this for y'all again. And it's signed in gold Sharpie, and as you can see, like, gold is a color of the book. But it's amazing. Oh, and this is not the first book. Like, don't start reading with this one. The first one is A Song of Rust and Ruin, but it's only 2 books in the series. It's that one and then this one. And I'm telling you, bangers. This is the first one, if you can see. But it's kind of like a West African fantasy, and there's like a little bit of romance. It's not heavily influenced, so I wouldn't call it romantasy. It's more on the fantasy side, with magic and stuff. So good. And it has a total of 5. Y'all froze for a bit, but it has a total of 547 pages. So she's a little thick, but she's worth it. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, we have 2 more books in this bag, and then we still have to get through another bag. So this is Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. This has been on my book my book list for a while, and then I've heard really good things about it. I've just never really seen it in store. Yeah, I've just never seen it in store, but I've always wanted to read it. So then I saw it at Ollie's, and it was great. And where I found it, it was actually on a shelf that the rest of the copies weren't. They were all the way at the top of the shelf, which I could not reach because the shelves were humongous. So I said there was a copy right below just for me to grab, and we did that. And again, the price, insane. Okay, Each spring, Ithaca condemns 12 maidens to the noose, a sacrifice to Poseidon to keep the sea god's unforgiving curse at bay. For 17 years, Leto has escaped the curse's mark until now. Death, however, is not what Leto thought it would be. Instead, she wakes up on a mysterious island greeted by a beautiful girl with the power to command the sea. Melanitho tells her Ithaca's sacrifices are the legacy of the great Odysseus, payment for the lives of his queen Penelope's 12 maids, mercilessly hanged and cast into the depths centuries ago. And Leto, returned from Poseidon's grasp, has the chance to end it all by killing Ithaca's prince. But Prince Matthias is just as desperate to break the curse, and Leto is soon torn between Melanitho's quest for justice and Matthias's hope for a gentler path. If they can find another way to stop the deadly cycle, they will save thousands. But if they fail, the tides of fate will drown them all. So obviously, Leto is going to develop some feelings for Matthias. That's obvious. But she might have some type of loyalty to Melanitho, so it might be kind of tipsy-turvy of who she's going to choose. And then depending upon how long Leto and Melanitho have known each other, they could be talking crap about Matthias, because it doesn't seem like anyone really has a good picture of Matthias. But obviously Leto is probably going to get to know him on a different level. These names are insane. But this is kind of like, Greek mythology, that type inspired. And I do love a good Greek mythology book here and there. But I'm looking forward to it. She's like semi-thick for like Greek fantasy. And then there's some writing on the back. I'm gonna read to y'all. Her life to appease a god, his life to save a kingdom, her lies to destroy them all. So maybe the liar is Babe, how do we say this? Melanitho. Because her life would be Leto, and then Matthias is his life, and her lies would be the other girl. I don't know. It's juicy. We'll see. That's all I really know. But I mean, people say it's really good, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna like it. And then it looks like there's some extra content in here. We love that. Or maybe not. This book has no page numbers. There's no page numbers at the... So there is bonus content and there are page numbers. I was like, I know they didn't make this book without page numbers. So it has a total of 407, but then it's still giving extra content, and I don't know if this is supposed to be included in the book or if they just stopped printing page numbers. So the page number is all the way here and it says 407, but then you still have this until I get to acknowledgements, and then there are no pages. So I don't know if that's bonus content or not, but I'm gonna read it anyway. So there we have it. Okay, we're finishing off this bag with Bone Weaver by Aden Polydoros. Bone Weaver has been on my list since before it came out. But this was another book that I just never saw in store. Like ever. I don't know where the copies were at, but they weren't in store. So when I saw it, I finally grabbed it, and I only found the one copy. And again, it could have been like misplaced and they could have had more on Ollie's. But from what I've heard about Ollie's, if you see it and you want it, you need to grab it because it may not be there the next time you go. So I got it. Magic, monsters, and much political upheaval abound in this dark fantasy about a girl whose unique power has the potential to help save her friends and an empire. The Kosa Empire roils in tension, on the verge of being torn apart by a proletarian revolution between magic-endowed elites and superstitious lower class. But 17-year-old Toma lives blissfully disconnected from the conflict in the empire with her adopted family of benevolent undead. When she meets Vanya, a charming commoner branded as a witch, by his own neighbors, and the dethroned Tessiar Michael, sorry if I said that wrong, it's interesting names, himself. The unlikely trio bonds over trying to restore Mikhail's magic and protect the empire from the revolutionary leader Koskashki, whose forces have stolen the castle. Vanya and his magic, and Mikhail has his title. But if Toma can't dig deep and find her power in this time, all of the lives will be at Koskashki's mercy. Okay, that's a lot to digest, information-wise and names, because these names are killing me. Fantasy names, sometimes they don't have to be that out the box, like for real, because that is too much. So obviously, Toma lives with her adoptive family. So maybe her birth family can or has some type of past that makes her, our female main character, and why both of these people seem to fall into her path, that she has some type of history that we don't know about because she's been with her adoptive parents. And then we have a dethroned, it's not really saying prince, but obviously someone who's dethroned, so he has experience with our wealthy elites with magic. And if he was dethroned, obviously something went wrong. And then Vanya is this dude that was branded as a witch, so he probably has powers of sorts too. So it seems like everyone has powers of sorts in this trio, and I don't really know what else is going on. That was a lot to digest. But it sounds good. It sounds good to me. And it looks like the author kind of put, he has a glossary. So some of the languages and phrases that are used throughout the book, there is a glossary in the back to explain. I will need to read this glossary because from the names, I already know it's going to be a lot. But this book has a total of 428 pages. So not too much, but just trying to read our little summary, I feel like it's gonna take a little minute to digest what's going on in this fantasy world. All right, moving on to our last bag. So we have Funny Feelings by Tarah DeWitt. This has been on my list for a while. It was one of the kind of popular romance books that I found at Ollie's. And also from what I've seen, this is a book that's at most Ollie's. So if you want a cute little romance, this is the way to go. And it's kind of fall themed. So I'm looking forward to that since we're in November. Farley Jones is a loud, chaotic, and hilariously clever stand-up comedian on the way to stardom. The only thing she loves more than the rush of telling jokes in front of an audience is her hot, older manager, Meyer. Though he doesn't have a clue, keeping her feelings hidden from him is agony. A tragedy even in lieu of flowers, please send cash, but Meyer has been Farley's closest and most treasured friend, not to mention vital to the trajectory of her career. She can't risk ruining their relationship by telling him how she truly feels. A former stand-up star himself, single father Meyer Harrigan left the stage years ago in order to focus on raising his deaf daughter Hazel. Farley has been everything to him since she came into their lives 3 years ago, and despite his grumpiness, his protectiveness over Hazel, and his disdain for public attention, Meyer will do anything to make Farley's stand-up dreams come true. When the biggest opportunity of Farley's career comes along and forces the pair to fake date in order to stir up publicity, it doesn't take long for their act to bring all those other funny feelings out into the open. Like most matters of the heart, it quickly begins to feel like anything but a joke. Touching on the creative spirit and all that comes from sharing with the gift, Funny Feelings is a swoony story about friendship, love, and looking for the laugh in life. So we have the single dad trope, we have the grumpy sunshine trope, and then we have the fake dating trope. It's gonna be good. I know I'm gonna eat it up, and it doesn't even look like that much. It's gonna be a quick read. I just know it. Fake dating and what's homegirl's name again? Farley has feelings for Meyer, and it sounds like Meyer also has feelings for her. And because they've been in each other's life, Farley probably has developed a relationship with Hazel. So you know Farley is not going to be leaving the two of them. So there's probably going to be some drama among that of her getting her dream, but also staying with Meyer and Hazel. And I'll be tuned in. Sounds good. Yeah, it's only 304 pages. A quick read. I just know it's going to be good. And then we have The Inheritance of Orquídea, Divina by Zoraida Córdova. I've read Zoraida Córdova books before. I've shown them on my channel before. Love her. This has been on my list for a while. And no, I have seen this one in stores. I just never picked it up. I finally picked it up. And as you can see, this has a Target sticker. So there's this whole thing where sometimes books are sent other places and it's like overstock, so they get sent somewhere else, like Ollie's Bargain Outlet. So this was originally sent to Target and it just didn't go on display, and it ended up at Ollie's. So that's why it has the Target sticker and the Ollie sticker. But yeah, I've been wanting to read this for a long time, so I grabbed it quickly. And Zoraida writes really good books. I love them. I love her writing. So I'm very, very excited for this one. The stars have shifted. The earth has turned. The time is here. I am dying. Come and collect your inheritance. The Montoyas are used to a life without explanations, but when their matriarch, Orquídea, Divina, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, invites them to her funeral, they hope to learn the secrets that she has held on to tightly their entire lives. Instead, Orquídea is transformed, leaving them with more questions than answers. 7 years later, her gifts have manifested in different ways for Marimar, Ray, and Rhiannon, granting them unexpected blessings. But soon a hidden figure begins to tear through their family tree, seeking to destroy Orquídea's line. Determined to save their family and uncover the truth behind their inheritance, they travel to Ecuador, to the place where Orquídea buried her secrets and broken promises and never looked back. Alternating between Orquídea's past and her descendants' presence, The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina is about what we knowingly and unknowingly inherit from our ancestors, the ties that bind, and reclaiming our power. I love that last line, reclaiming our power. Yes, need that. So it's giving Orquídea had some secrets she was keeping about the family, and potentially this person that is now out to get them was out to get her, and it didn't happen, or maybe it did happen and that's why she's dead, or maybe not. So a little bit of fantasy mystery going on here, so that's cool. I rock with it. And let's see our page count. So it's a total of 324 pages. So again, not too thick of a book. Could potentially be a quick read. We have 2 more books. This is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. So I've read a book by V.E. Schwab before. Really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure that has also been like shown on my channel before. This has been on my list for a while, but it is, I believe, also like the start of a series. So I was kind of hesitant about getting into a series, but it's like fantasy and magic based, but I've heard really good things about it. So I am excited. And then it does have like in paper art. Isn't that so nice? I love when a book is nice on the inside. And then it's the same on the other side as well. And then, oh no, these are other books, but I don't know if these are in the series, or this could potentially be a standalone. And I'm thinking of other books in her, other books that she's written, and it's a series. But I'm excited nonetheless. So let's get into it. The shadows are not real. The dreams can never hurt you. You will be safe as long as you stay away from Gallant. All her life, Olivia Pryor has wondered who she truly is and where she belongs. Her only clue is a slim, battered journal, her mother's journal, full of entries that seem to show that she was unraveling and drawings that look like blots of ink until Olivia notices a hand, a door, a bloom, a skull. Then a letter beckons Olivia home to Gallant, the one place her mother's journal warned her never to go. Olivia goes anyway. Of course she does. What she finds is her last living relative and her family's manor, a manor with a ballroom and a sitting room and a study and a sprawling, vibrant garden, and the crumbling ruin of a garden wall with an iron door, a door she must never open. But no one at Gallant sent Olivia that letter, and no one will tell her what haunts her cousin's dreams, what happened to her mother, or what lies on the other side of the wall. Did the shadows call Olivia home? What will they ask her in return? We love a good mystery. And then we have something on the back. Everything casts a shadow, even the world we live in. So I don't really know what to expect. I mean, obviously there's something suspect going on at Gallant, but like no one's telling her what happened with her mother. No one's telling her what's going on with her cousin. No one invited her home. How did she get the invite to come home? So I'm looking forward to this mystery. It seems like we got a couple pages in here. And then there's also like some illustrations throughout the book too. We love that. I just flicked to a page and I saw it. So like this is one of the first illustrations. And then I was trying to show another one. I like when books have pictures in them as well. Because sometimes you're trying to visualize in your head what's going on, like what's happening in the book, and it doesn't quite get there. And, you know, a picture here or there looks really nice. So, and from what I've like browsed so far in this book, the pictures are nice. And then they have some pages that are like black gray background. Love to see that. It's so nice. So our total amount of pages is 333. I'm still unsure if this is a standalone or not, but we're excited. It's been on my list for a while, so yeah, we're happy to have her. Now moving on to the last book is The Last Legacy by Adrienne Young. So I cannot read the back because it's part of a series and I have not finished reading the series. So it's technically 3 books, but then they also have 0.1, which you can read before you start the series or you can read after. It's not necessarily a book that you have to read to understand. It just gives you extra information because it was published after books 1 and 2. So I have books 1 and 2 and now 3. So I was so excited to see her, to grab her so I can finish the series, but I'm not quite finished yet enough to give y'all a viewpoint of this one. Let me see if they have I was gonna see if she had at least some pictures of book 1 and 2 so I can show y'all. She doesn't. That's great. But book 1 is called Fable and then book 2 is called Namesake. Don't have pictures, but those are books 1 and 2, and then 3 will be the conclusion to the series. So we're looking forward to see how things do end. And then it has a total of 320 pages, but this is a fantasy book and it's good so far. So check that out. And that's our last book, y'all. That was so many. And I was trying to talk fast, but then sometimes I get excited and I don't talk as fast as I would like to. Y'all be all right. But I'm just gonna show y'all the books again and that'll be it. But The Last Legacy by Adrienne Young, and then Gallant by V.E. Schwab, The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina by Zoraida Córdova, Funny Feelings by Tarah, DeWitt. Bone Weaver by Aden, Polydoros. Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. The Legacies by Jessica Goodman. Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And then Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I had a stack. But those are all my books. I hope y'all enjoyed the haul, and y'all go check out Ollie's. Find the Ollie's bargain outlet near you, because the book section does not disappoint, as you've seen, and the deals are unmatched. You're not gonna find deals like that anywhere else. Trust me, I've looked. So until the next video, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button down below. Peace and blessings, my loves.